Hey everyone, it's Nathan Orenstein with The No Show, here to talk about Nobody. Nobody is written by Kolstad, directed by Ilya, Naishuller, and stars Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielson, Aleksei Serebryakov, Riza, and Christopher Lloyd. It's available in theaters and on demand. For fear of spoiling anything, I'll just say this about Nobody. It's about a middle-aged man whose house gets broken into, he doesn't fight back, he then proceeds to have what can only be described as a midlife crisis the next day that eventually finds him as the target of a Russian drug lord. And if you didn't recognize the name, writer Kolstad is actually the writer behind the John Wick movies. I didn't know this going into Nobody, but upon finding out, it was one of the least surprising revelations I've ever had. The similarities are everywhere, and that's not a bad thing. Put simply, Nobody is just an incredibly ridiculous action movie that really revels in its insanity, and it made for one of the most fun return to the theaters I could have possibly hoped for. It definitely helps that the action is directed and filmed really well, with none of that horrible handheld shaky cam that's in so many action movies nowadays. A lot of the action is just really creative too, with some of the kills, especially towards the end of the movie, just being completely nuts. And Bob Odenkirk as the star of this thing, I wouldn't have taken him for an action star, but he works perfectly in the whole grand scheme of this ridiculousness. You're not going to get much of a compelling story here, but for this type of movie, I don't think that's an issue at all. I'll say that the first 20 minutes or so are a bit slow and really not very enticing at all, but it soon becomes apparent that taking this thing seriously just isn't going to work, and the movie just gets so much more insane and stupid and entertaining. Nobody's definitely at its best when it plays into this over-the-top madness, and it even comes across as a satire of modern action movies at times. It's this tongue-in-cheek approach that really makes this movie work, and combined with the great action, it all just meshes together so well. Nobody also uses its soundtrack in a way that flows really well with the action, even if it does start to feel a bit repetitive towards the end. But it almost feels Baby Driver-esque, and that is 100% a compliment. I really don't have much else to say about Nobody. It's a great action movie that doesn't take itself seriously at all, and it's all the better for it. It's a perfect movie to just turn your brain off to, and it's also the perfect movie to return to the theaters for if you've got the vaccine. Or rent it on demand and have a great time at home. I couldn't recommend it enough, and I'm going to give Nobody an 8 out of 10. If you enjoyed the review, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you've seen Nobody already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.